listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network. Another segment this week. Every week we talk to different people around the lake. We talk to business owners. We talk to people who are just in the community. We talk to people who are in charities. We're really excited today to highlight one of my favorite places, and that's Jones Barbecue. And I gotta love Jones Barbecue. We've got Mike Jones here. What's going on, my friend?
Having a good morning. How are you, sir?
It's good. It's good. So tell me a little bit about what's going on with the barbecue, because every time I look around, there's a new location popping up. So how many locations do you have now?
Just three right now. We got three right now. So we have Osage Beach, Eldon, and Lebanon.
3 Smokin' Jones barbecues all in town. So that no one's got any excuse not to get to one of them, right?
Exactly. 3 locations, one near you.
And, you know, barbecue for you, I mean, you've done a lot of different restaurants in town. You have always barbecue's always been in your purvey. Like that's just kind of something that you've always had in your bones. And now you're back doing it full time. And are you enjoying it?
I am. I really am, actually. One of the first places I worked as a kid, it wasn't really for, say, a barbecue place, but we did a lot of barbecue there. It was a high volume buffet house here at the lake, Old Smorgasbord. And, just kind of old school barbecue there back then, And then, other than that, I really hadn't really done a whole lot with it and stuff until, opened my first one in Camden, back in 2020 there and stuff there. So, yeah.
You know, the interesting thing I think with what you're doing over there is it is barbecue, and you always have barbecue on the menu, but you always introduce some new stuff as well. Like, you'll have different specials going on. Like the other day I had your gumbo, and I got to tell you, man, it's one of the best gumbos I've ever had. I mean, it was amazing. And talk a little bit about, how you add that kind of stuff into the menu and different specials and things like that. What's the thought behind that?
The thing about specials is you use leftovers, utilizing leftovers there, so everything. So it's a great way to use, leftover brisket, pork sausage, whatever there, and it's gumbo. So, hey, there we go.
Well, and it just, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, and then, you have some of your traditional favorites that I see, like your chicken and dumplings. What are some of the other dishes you throw out there from time to time?
Chicken dumplings, chicken pot pie. We actually, been doing the brisket pot pie lately. It's been going really nice and stuff there. Just some sandwiches, Philly cheesesteaks, using brisket on those and stuff. Just kind of incorporating, barbecue into most of it there like that. For say it's not, barbecue sauce, but smoked meats, and we're doing these items that really makes it kind of nice. We're doing like last week we did the pho bowls and everything. We use that, we use brisket nose and stuff, put a little, fusion with that there. So yeah.
And you love the Asian fusion. We talk about this. You and I talk food all the time, and that's something you've always kind of been interested in as well, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely there, yeah. So it's
talk a little bit about the different locations you have. So are they all offering the same menu, or are some of your locations offering a little bit more? What's the setup?
They are all the same menu. They are all the exact same menu. They're all 3 places there. So. Yeah, just keep it simple that way. That way, you can't go one place and wish you had something else that's there. So yeah, but we do all the same places there. So
now, are you still doing the pies that you have in Lebanon?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we have our pie lady down there making pies all the time down there and stuff, and keeping her busy definitely. So yeah, people love her.
And how did that come about? Was it a location that you were? Was it the Lebanon location that she had at one point? And you kind of went in there and joined up with her, or how did that work?
So what was that used to be called, that's the old Rinks Market where we're at in Lebanon there. And that was for a while, it's called the Vintage Cowgirl, is a restaurant there. And she was their pie maker there, dessert maker there, stuff and everything. And then they closed down probably about a year and a half ago, probably, or so, 2 years ago. And the owner of the building said, hey, we got this pie lady here, makes really good pies and stuff. And I went in there to, talk to the owner one day, and she brought me some samples of these pies this lady had made and everything and stuff. So I was like, well, I had some and she's hired. So yeah.
One bite, you your soul. Yeah. I mean, that's what's kind of cool. I mean, look, in the LOZ app, we celebrate local ownership. That's something that we promote. Everything in the app is locally owned. and it couldn't be more locally owned than what you're doing there. I mean, you've got the 3 locations in the 3 different communities. You're employing locals. You've got local people helping you make different things like the pies and stuff, and that's important to you, isn't it?
Oh, it is definitely there. You got to definitely keep it local and stuff. So yeah.
And so talk a little bit about, your history in food. So you said you started out at the Smorgasburg at the lake, and I know you've owned, several restaurants. What is, if you could do a menu out there today, what would be on that menu? What are the different kinds of foods that you think you would love to introduce on your own menu at the lake if no restraints at all, you could do anything you wanted?
If I was going to do something again, I'd probably do something similar how the Outpost used to be in Montreal, that out there. So, it's kind of a comfort food with a twist, just country cooking with a twist on stuff there, like the Outpost menu that we had out there. So, yeah, that'd be something there. Yeah.
And talk a little bit about the Asian flair that you love. I mean, the pho bowls and stuff like that. I know at one point you were talking about maybe doing something with that. Are you still thinking about doing anything for the pho at the lake or anything with the Asian flair?
That's on the back burner. That's still in the back burner there, but still in the thoughts there and stuff there. Definitely. So, yeah.
What are the challenges? What are some of the challenges with food prices right now, and just trying to, every restaurant I think goes through it, but you're dealing in a very protein heavy menu. You're kind of at the mercy of the food prices, and I know beef's gone crazy. How do you work with that?
Oh, it's tough. It's just tough. You can't really, for beef, can't really charge what you theoretically should be charging for it stuff, or else it would just be outrageous. You get you take a 20-pound brisket and time you trim it down and smoke it, you end up with actually usually about a 10 or 11-pound brisket, what you get, there. So, I mean, if this brisket's costing you $5 a pound, and you lose half of it, well, there's $10 a pound then stuff, So, yeah, it's just, you just gotta, be careful of everything and just be cautious. Watch your nickels and pennies and don't worry about your dollars. So,
how often are you smoking? Are you smoking every night? Is it something that you guys are constantly smoking every single night?
Every night. Our smoker pretty much goes about 24 hours.
And do you smoke at one location and kind of distribute to the other ones, or they all do their own smoking?
No, we do. We smoke all one location. We do the Lebanon location. It's kind of the hub there. And that way, just everything is consistent. We have, pretty much, there's like 2 of us that pretty much run the smoker. And that way it's just consistent all the time there, and keep an eye on that better and stuff there. So, yeah, works out really nice that way too. Then we, every morning when it comes off smoker, we load stuff up in the coolers and distribute out to other restaurants and get them ready for the day there.
And, I'm kind of a at-home smoker. I got my Traeger, I got my pellet grill, which I know is not, true smoking because, it's the pellets, but it's easy for me. But, what kind of wood do you use primarily when you're smoking?
Mainly hickory. We pretty much just go Bill Ozark hickory is what we use here. So,
and do you have a provider that always provides that to you, or are you always kind of sourcing different places to get the wood?
I've got a guy down in Lebanon down there, and he makes sure my wood pile never goes empty on me. So, yeah, this good old local boy, and he really brings in a nice load of hickory. It's like, wow, it's a beautiful load of hickory there.
Yeah, and I mean, hickory does give off. I mean, that just is such a nice, good smoke on a hickory, and I always try to figure out, how I can mimic that in my pellet smoker, but you really can't, can you? I mean, it's just got to be a hardwood smoke, and it's got to be, something that just you got to have one of those smokers that's the offset smoker that just kind of feeds it all day long.
Yeah, that hickory is it just has a very distinctive, smell and flavor to it there. So.
Now the holidays are coming up. Why don't we tell everybody you're doing some special things for the holidays, right? I mean, so if I don't want to cook, I can call you guys up and you'll help me put together a holiday Thanksgiving meal, right?
Definitely. We're doing the traditional, Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, everything there to be picked up or catered out there and stuff. So, you either pick it up. We do, also, catering, so office parties, home parties, whatever there. So yeah.
And so what was the best way for someone to just call you at one of the stores, or is there one particular location that's you want to drive those inquiries to?
They can just, call a store, and we've also posted, I think, on Facebook, our menu for the holidays, what is there. You can call the store and they can be very accommodating to help you out to, decide what you want, how much and stuff and everything there, then just pick up at your desired store there when you're ready for it.
And so, and obviously, you know, that's going to be a smoked turkey, right? I mean, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, smoked turkey and hams. And sometimes, you know, we do also do brisket too and ribs that day. So you'd be surprised how many ribs or brisket we'll sell on Thanksgiving Day too there. Yeah, for that. So yeah.
Everybody's looking for maybe a little different twist, right? To those holiday. And you can pick up a pie too, right?
Oh, definitely. Pick up many pies you want for sure.
So, I mean, that's a great place. It's, as far as Thanksgiving, you can people can go by there and just grab a pie as well if they want to bring something over to the family and not have to do a lot of cooking at home. And the easiest way to call those stores, guys, is just go in the LOZ app and go under barbecue, and he's listed all the locations there. You hit one button and you're talking to whichever store you want. And you can also go look at the menu. You know, I think it's funny. You know, Thanksgiving used to always be a meal that people, I think, traditionally made at home. But now with everybody being so busy and traveling and trying to get all that done, it's really nice that you guys are helping provide those meals and pre-prep meals for them to pick up. And you know it's going to be good because, let's face it, your food's amazing. Every time I go in there, it's consistent. I love trying the new things. I love trying the gumbo, and I love trying all the new stuff that you're doing. And the one thing that I saw the other day you had out there was like the old gravy bread with what do you do there? You do have some kind of meat you're putting on bread with gravy. What was that called?
Oh, the open face hot beef, open face hot turkey sandwich. It is, yeah. Those are my favorites there. I love comfort.
That brought me back to when I was a kid, man. We used to make that all the time. So that was,
that
was great. And then we can't forget, real quickly before we get out of here, the cheesy corn. I mean, if you haven't tried the cheesy corn, that's a reason just to get by there by itself.
Definitely there. That's definitely one of our biggest sellers there. And anytime we have a new employee starts, that's all they eat for like the first 2 weeks there.
They overdo it on the cheesy corn. I really appreciate you coming and joining us today on the LOZ Podcast Network. Appreciate it. And guys, as you know, you might be watching this on the LOZ app, or you might be hearing it on KRMS radio on Saturday mornings. But we love having people on that talk about all the things they're doing here at the lake. And Mike Jones, Smokin' Jones Barbecue, you are certainly doing some awesome things over there. We can't wait to see what you serve up next. And if you want barbecue, get to Smokin' Jones Barbecue.